What's going on, you guys? AJ Tucker here with AJ Self-Defense, and every now and again, I'll make a video talking about sextortion. It is a very important topic to me and is near and dear to my heart. Yesterday, I was doing a self-defense seminar with a young group of men, and I touched on the subject of sextortion and what it is and how it works. But this morning, it was just bugging me, and I wanted to take a deeper dive into it and talk about what that is. So just a couple of stats, man, that blew my mind. Sextortion has increased to 55,000 reports according to 2024. That's a 59% increase from 2023 to 2024. Actual financial sextortion reports have increased from 13,000 to 25,000. In a sextortion case, somebody will basically catfish, and they mainly target teenage boys who are athletes or in the LGBT community. And so what they'll do, they'll talk to them for a little bit. And I have a previous video, but I do want to just talk about this again. They will talk to them for a little bit, maybe a few months go by, and then they will, use like fake pictures, and they'll send them pictures. So they act like they're an appropriately aged girl. So let's say, let's say I'm a catfisher, and I get images of a 17-year-old girl, and I start sending it to a 17-year-old boy. And then I tell the boy, okay, well, actually, why am I using myself as an example? Then the assailant message the boy and say, hey, I need you to send me pictures now. And those boys will send them videos and pictures. And once they do, they will turn around and start to extort that young man and say, hey, give me $300. Hey, give me this, or I'm going to expose you. Telling somebody they're going to expose them is almost like a death sentence to young people nowadays. They don't want to be exposed. They don't want them to tell their coaches or anything like that. Criminals have taken it a step further. They don't even need to convince those boys to send images, sexual images. All they need are images like selfies and stuff like that. And now they can use these AI generated deep fakes to create sexual content of these boys. And they use content that the boys didn't even do. But the boys do not want to be exposed. They don't want to be embarrassed. And so it works. These scammers are using just fake stuff, and they're saying, hey, I'm going to send these images out if you don't do this for me, if you don't do that for me. So again, I reiterate, the main targets are teen boys. And most of these criminals are from West Africa and Southeast Asia. They have entire criminal organizations that all they do is sextortion. All they do is target young men online. All they do is send out this stuff, get images and make deep fakes and just threaten people. And they have there's damn near no consequence for it. Cyber criminals, they're also using the kids' personal data. So they might use stolen passwords. They might figure out where they live. It's very easy to figure out somebody's information. So they'll use passwords. They'll figure out kind of where they live. They will figure out their parents' names. And then, during this sextortion phase, they can threaten them. They can say, hey, I see your home. So you can go to Google Maps and you can basically play a video of somebody's home. So they can make it appear as they're rolling by their house, rolling back and forth, and they threaten these boys to do whatever they want. And don't tell. And young men, young boys, if they have a problem, they are less likely to tell their parents. They're less likely to go to their parents. And so they're trying to handle this stuff on their own. And it's just bad, man. So this is definitely a huge problem. It's a big threat. 1 in 7 youths who are victims of sextortion, they harm themselves. Last year, there's been reported dozens of suicides, like actual, not attempts, but suicides from last year, just from sextortion. If you are a victim of sextortion, do not pay. If you do pay, it's not going to get them to stop. They're just going to keep harassing you. They're going to keep taking it a step further, and they're going to zone in on you and increase this activity. The next thing you want to do is block and report. Block and report. Immediately report this stuff. You want to file it to your local police station, or you want to file a report or get your parents to file a report to the FBI. They have an internet crime complaint center that is dedicated to this type of stuff. Or you can file to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And if you're worried about these images, man, you can go to that same organization, and they have a take it down tool where they can help you get this stuff taken down. If you are a minor and you're exploited by this stuff, even if you're an adult and you're being exploited, man, I would go through the same channels. So I know I talked about this before, but the years I first started talking about this in 2020, I made a video earlier this year about it, but I wanted to make a follow-up video with this updated information. So key points, man. This is a type of crime that has increased by 59%. 1 in 7 youths they harm themselves by this, and dozens of suicide. So I'm telling you, if this happens to you, because it's very easy now, because they don't need you to send stuff. I've made the mistake about talking about this and, warning people not to send sexual things of a sexual nature to people online. But now I'm telling you that they can make this stuff. And you already knew this. If you're young, you already knew this. They can make this stuff and try to expose you. But if this happens, hey, follow up the chain of command, man. Protect yourselves quickly and effectively. And, don't worry about them exposing you, because they're going to anyway. So report it, block it, and be part of this fight against this stuff. That's all I got for this one. I'll see you on the next one.